This is Diana Sullivan in Austin, Texas. Did you know that you can knit very bold designs on almost any machine by using short rowing? You can use lots of colors this way. Diagonal stripes are particularly fun to do this way. So let's do a little sample with diagonal stripes. Now, I'm going to be working on the wrong side. So from time to time, I'll refer to the wrong side of the sample. The first thing I need to do is get cast on over 24 stitches. I cast on and I knitted just a couple of rows. And I'm going to start over in this corner of the sample with the dark color. The carriage is to the right of the work, and I'm putting my H lever on so that it will do short rowing. The needles are in hold except for the rightmost 6. When I knit across, it's going to knit those 6 only. So I will knit to the left. Now I'm putting one more needle into hold, and I'm knitting to the right. Then I will knit to the left, put one more needle in hold, and knit to the right. This time only 4 needles will knit. Knit to the left, put one more needle in hold, and when I get a few rows on, I need a weight right on the part that I'm knitting, and knit to the right. Knit to the left, one more needle in hold, knit to the right, knit to the left, one more needle in hold. Now there's only one needle, and knit to the right. I'm cutting the dark yarn now, and I'm putting that last needle on the right into hold. Now I'm going to work the lighter color over the next 6 needles. So these were the first 6, they were dark. The lighter color are these 6, and what I'm doing now is this stripe right here. I'm going to thread the machine with the white yarn, but I'm going to bring the yarn on top of those 6 needles I'm not knitting, and I'm going to hold it between the last one I'm not knitting and the first one that I am knitting. And as I approach, I'm going to pull down on the yarn to keep tension on it. In that way, my machine will successfully knit those needles, and it won't skip anything or give me any problems. I'll just hang a clothespin on the end of that yarn. Now, I'm going to put one more needle out of work on the left and knit to the right. Now, on the right, I'm going to put the yarn under the first of these needles and hold and push it back halfway. Now I'm going to knit that. That'll have me knitting 6. Now on the left, I put the next needle in hold and knit to the right. I wrap under this first needle in hold and put it back halfway and knit to the left. Now you can start to see the white stripe forming down here, and I do need a weight under it, so I move my weight over so that it's under the work. Another needle in hold on the left and knit to the right. Another needle in work on the right and push it back halfway, knit to the left. Another needle in hold on the left and knit to the right. And move my weight because I need a little bit of pressure on those. Wrap, put another stitch back halfway, knit to the left. Another needle in hold on the left, knit to the right, another needle in work on the right and wrap, another needle in hold and knit to the right, and another needle in work on the right. Now, I'm going to put another needle in hold on the left and knit 2 rows. I need to move my weight, and I'm going to do that until I get down to 1 stitch. putting another needle and hold on left, and knitting 2 rows. What I'm doing there is I'm creating this right hand edge where it tapers up. It keeps a straight edge, but it tapers with less and less stitches. And then when I'm down to 1 stitch, knit on over, put that needle in hold, clip that yarn, and secure that one with a clothespin. I have now worked over 12 needles here, so 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm going to put the next 6 needles in work, and you guessed it, this time I need to work with the purple, the darker color. Now I'm making this stripe, and it's the 3rd stripe, 1, 2, 3. So I do the same thing again. I put the purple yarn into the carriage, I go over the needles on hold, and then I hold it down, and as I approach, I take up that slack by pulling that yarn downward. Once I knit across with that purple yarn, I'm going to do just what I did with the white. I'm going to bring another needle into hold on the left, then knit to the right. Then I'm going to bring another needle in work on the right and knit to the left. I'm going to repeat this in exactly the same way that I did the white. And when I get over to the edge, just like I did with the white, I'm going to go ahead and do the less and less stitches to make the point. So I'll go ahead and get over to the point part of the job and show you that part again. So right now I'm just about to do that knit over to the right and then put this last one into work. And when I get to this point, I need to make the pointed part so that the right side of the work is straight edged. So it's simple. I just do 1 more needle into hold, knit 2 rows, and of course you do need a weight under this. And after I get that last stitch knitted, by going to the right, I clip it, and I'll put that needle into hold. I'll secure that with a clothespin. I've done 3 stripes. I've done dark, light, dark. The last stripe will be these final 6 needles that I've put into upper working position, that is halfway back, and they'll be white. So I thread up with the white yarn, and you have seen this before. I'm going to go over these needles with the white yarn, and I'm going to tug downward as I approach so that I don't get a loop and slack in the yarn. Slack in the yarn will give me a problem and miss stitching. So there I am, and I'm ready to do these like I did the others, putting the left needle in hold and knitting across, and then adding a needle on the right and knitting back to the left. Now this is going to be exactly like the purple was, so I'm going to go ahead and work it off camera and then show you our next situation, which is after we've done our 4th stripe, we've got this one, this one, this one, and this one. And you see, we don't really have a rectangle. What we would have at that point is a big triangle. So now we have to do a different kind of stripe and get a straight edge on the left. So I'll come back and that will be a different kind of stripe, and I'll do that in the dark color. What's different about this stripe is it needs a straight area over here. So I have to knit 1 stitch, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. Then I can work my way across in the usual way. So to knit 1 stitch, I'm going to bring the leftmost needle into upper working position, thread my machine, go over all the needles and hold, and in between the first needle I'm working and the next group of needles that's in hold, I'm holding this yarn, and I will draw down as I approach to keep tension on it, and that knitted 1 stitch. and I'll hang a clothespin on it. I've also got a weight hanging right here because I need some pull down. Now what I'm going to do, you've seen before, I need to increase until I get to the 6th stitch. So I knit to the right, and I do that increase by going under that needle and putting that into upper working position and then knitting back. Then I knit across, wrap an increase, and knit back. Knit across, wrap an increase, knit back. Knit across, wrap an increase, knit back, knit across, wrap an increase, knit back. Once I have 6 needles in work, I'm back to the old sequence, which is when my carriage is on the left, I hold. When my carriage is on the right, I wrap and increase. And I will continue to do that until I get over to the right hand side, and then I'll show you what to do over there. When I get to the last 6 needles, and they're knitted from right to left in the darker color, I have a choice to make. This is either going to be my last part of the sample and it's going to be a flat top, or I could continue and make another one of those points so that my sample could get taller. See, if this is the end, it's going to flatten off up here like this sample. Or if I wanted it to get taller, I could have done that same decrease routine that I did. But whenever your sample is long enough, you can stop, and that would be the end. So right here, instead of knitting back over to the right, I am clipping the yarn, and I am putting those rightmost needles into hold, and I'll let that yarn hang. I'm using a clothespin. I start on the left-hand side of the work with 1 needle again, and I do the same routine where I knit to the right and then do an increase. Knit to the left, then the right, do another increase. I do that till I have 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then I start doing the routine where I decrease on the left, knit across, and increase on the right. And I proceed like this until I've done all but the last 6 needles. Here I am with that white stripe, and I have knitted all but the final 6 dark pieces. So here I just cut. I'll secure that yarn end as usual. And again, I'll put these into hold. I'm moving my carriage to the right. It doesn't disturb anything because everything's in hold. Then I'm going to use the dark yarn and put in this purple stripe, which on my sample is a green one, and then I'll put in the white one, and I'm doing them just like I did this white and green one. They'll go quickly because they're shorter. This one I'll stop after I have 12 stitches untouched, and then finally with that last one I'll stop when I have just the 6 needles worked. There are 2 ways to know I've gone far enough with this dark stripe. One is to look at the stitches on the needles and count that I have 6 of the white ones right here. So I have 6 dark, 6 white, 6 dark, and I have gone far enough with this stripe. I will put these stitches in hold. Go back to my right hand side, and I will do that last little triangle. That's the white one in the corner here. And in this case, all I'm going to do is my increases because I just need the triangle. So that's 2 in work, 3 in work, 4 in work, 5 in work. This was my last row. It put 6 in work. And now what am I going to do? It's time to bind off. And I'm just going to do a really simple bind off. You could do this any way you wanted. I'm just going to knit all the stitches. So I'll put all of these guys in upper working position and do a really loose row and then do a loop through a loop bind off. Cutting my yarn. Of course, with all these stripes, there are going to be some ends that have to be woven in. But this is just my typical loop through a loop cast off that I do so often. So I'll get this cast off and come back on camera and show you the finished sample. Here's my finished sample, and I think it looks terrific. I have thought it would be a lot of fun to do a giant blanket with this and just keep adding stripes. And on the back, you see there aren't any floats. There's plenty of little ends to hide in. This would be good for a scrappy blanket because there's nothing to catch fingers or toes in. And in fact, I really like the looks of the back side as well. There are lots of other designs you can do with short rowing. Don't think that you can only do diagonal stripes. Play around with it. I think you'll find it lots of fun.